Hi, class. I just wanted to do a review on trigonometry because some of you are still struggling with the types of problems that we're doing. So many of you are getting it and some of you are not. So anyway, I wanted to review just the basic trig functions. So here, once again, remember SOHCAHTOA. Sine is opposite side divided by hypotenuse. Cosine is adjacent divided by hypotenuse. Tangent is opposite over adjacent. So if I asked you for the sine of A, to be able to figure that out, we draw our little person next to A. Now, we have to label the sides. A lot of you are still having trouble labeling the sides. I can give you a spreadsheet or a worksheet where you label sides the whole time. Maybe that'll work. But we always identify across from the 90-degree angle is the hypotenuse. So I'm going to write hypotenuse right there. Where our little person is, that's our perspective. If you bisect the angle next to him and draw a little arrow, it's pointing at the opposite side. That must be this, right? And this is the adjacent side. Notice it's next to our little guy. So let's look at this. Sine of A. Let's look up here. Opposite over hypotenuse. Opposite over hypotenuse. That's it. 5 over 13. Let's look at cosine of A. Well, cosine of A is adjacent over hypotenuse. Adjacent is 12. Hypotenuse is 13. Let's look at tangent. Okay, well, tangent of A, opposite over adjacent. 5 over 12. Let's change our perspective. Let's move our little guy. We're not asking for anything of sine of A. We're going to ask for sine of angle B, cosine of B, and tangent of B. Okay? Now, that moves our little guy up here because he's at B, and this is B. It doesn't really look like a B. Let's make it a clear B. Okay? The only issue is now the sides are all labeled wrong. The hypotenuse is still correct, but the opposite and the adjacent change because our perspective is from up here. When we bisect this angle and put a little arrow, it's pointing to the side opposite our guy. So this becomes opposite, and this becomes adjacent. Hypotenuse doesn't change. It's still directly across from the 90-degree angle. Well, let's see. Sine of B, opposite over hypotenuse, 12 over 13. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, 5 over 13. Tangent is opposite over adjacent, 12 over 5. Done. I'm wondering if you guys are watching the videos. I'm watching them slowly. I'm giving you Khan Academy videos. I'm giving you these videos. But many of you are still getting the basic labeling incorrect. We got to make sure we understand hypotenuse directly across from the 90-degree angle. And wherever we have our little person, if you bisect the angle next to him, it's pointing at the opposite side. And the other side, the third side, is always the adjacent because there's a remaining side. We're having trouble with this. I'm going to give you some review problems and then we're going to quiz on it. So I want you to call into my office hours if you have any questions. All right. That's it.